This is the On to Mark Wrestling Podcast. Kick back and hang with your hosts, Kayode, Lewis, and Joel. Let's mark out.
Fellas, it's been a long time. You got the three-man booth back in the building. Lewis gave us some heart-wrenching stats on the last time we've all been together, which you thought we just went away for no reason, but no, that stuff happened. We had to reconvene. Stuff happened. And now we're back. This is On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, episode 108. Some of us didn't even know. I just came on I was like, people were like, yo, I lost track. I don't remember. But we're back, y'all. We bring you the content. Lots of stuff happened between the last episode, and we were just talking about it. Andrade made his AEW reemergence, and since then has been taken off of television because he forgot he had a non-compete clause. Lots of stuff has happened. Fellas, what's going on? How y'all doing, man?
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Your boy Lewis, the administrator, is back with the three-man band on this episode of On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. We are very appreciative of this moment because it's been 4 weeks since the three of us have recorded. I mean, it was sort of like an October fall recess, if you will. But since then, my beloved Yankees dropped the ball, got eliminated from the playoffs. So yes. But lots and lots of things have happened in both WWE and AEW, as well as TNA, NXT, and all of that. But we're going to stick primarily to WWE and TNA because there's a lot of going-ons that are worth discussing. So, let's dive right in.
Yeah, man. Listen, we got to get right into it. We had the WrestleDream PLE or pay-per-view or whatever.
Don't disrespect AEW, brother.
Yeah, I don't. No. WrestleDream 2025 has come and gone this past Saturday. We had a stacked card, as always, given to us by AEW. But I gotta tell you something, fellas. As entertaining as this card was, as highlight reel, it gave us all of it, right? You got old man Sting with the beard, which I'm not gonna lie, Sting looked badass. Like he looked like crazy, dangerous. But I got a complaint. I got one complaint, fellas. I got one complaint. Tony Khan, we got to do something about the timing of these shows. Bro, the show didn't end till like 12:30 a.m. I'm sitting up here. I missed the last 3 matches because I am an older person now. And I can't find my body to stay awake that long. Tony, you got to cut it down. Got to cut it down, Tony. You're killing me. I missed the last 3 best matches of the card because of this. I had to watch highlights. But from what I've seen, from what I've heard, from what I've read, it was all great. Darby and Moxley put on another semi-murder-esque kind of thing going on. Who knows? Fish tanks now, drowning, waterboarding. I don't know what they're doing. But they did it, and they do it the best, and the ending was picture perfect. Yeah, fellas, what's your overall thoughts on WrestleDream 2025 grades, analysis? What do y'all think about it?
Well, I'll be honest. I didn't get to see WrestleDream in real time because I was busy traveling, or at least traveling back home. But I was able to catch pretty much all of the highlights. So, I got the gist of what went down on the pay-per-view. And I don't have a letter grade, obviously, because I didn't watch the pay-per-view, and Joel could probably shed more light on it because I know he caught up to it. But from what I saw and heard, like you said, Kayode, this is becoming commonplace now for us to just be praising AEW pay-per-views. They may have their inconsistencies sometimes with the TV product here and there, but their pay-per-views are like, when was the last time we actually sat here and said that an AEW pay-per-view was mediocre?
Right.
Like I can't it seems like every single time that Tony Khan puts on a pay-per-view, you're getting nothing less than a B. Nothing less than a B, maybe a B minus, maybe, but you're getting nothing less than a B show. But in most cases, it's like B plus, A minus at the minimum. I do want to comment real quick on the time length of the pay per view. So I'm with you, Kayode. That ended 12:30 Eastern time, so that would have been 11:30 p.m. And that's late. But I think maybe part of the reasoning for that is because Tony Khan realizes, well, we still have the old school pay-per-view. I think we're pretty much the last folks to have the old school pay-per-view model where we're charging people $50 for an event. So why not give them a bunch of banging ass in-ring action? And even if it goes 5 to 6 hours, then so be it. But at least we can justify to the consumer who's paying their hard-earned money in this economy that you got your money's worth. So I think maybe that's the mindset. But 5.5 hours, 6 hours, that's a long time for anything. But, it's sort of a double-edged sword because you want to give the paying consumer what they want, right? Because they're paying their money for it.
True.
But there's always that burnout. Like, just because I paid for something doesn't mean I'm gonna stay. I may not be able to stay awake for that long. So but at the very least, it wasn't 5 hours of a product that dragged. It was, from what I've seen and the feedback from people online was that it delivered. Like, all the matches delivered. I didn't hear about any bad matches per se. So, yeah, it didn't beat the record for the longest pay-per-view. That still belongs to All In Texas. And that's still astounding to me how that was. I think I clocked in at 6.5 hours, some shit like that. That's astounding to me, and that's not even including the pre-show. So
that's not
0 hour.
That's not That's not
and that's the thing is it's not counting 0 hour. So from the moment that it started to the moment it ended, I didn't feel it because I was in attendance. But I'm like, if I'm sitting at home, 6 hours, fuck.
Yeah. Joel, where you at with it, man?
Yeah, so I ended up catching it a couple days after the fact. I didn't watch it live either, but I did stay spoiler free, so it was like watching it like with fresh eyes, so that was good. It was actually a really good show, man. I give it overall probably like a B plus.
Same.
The only reason it doesn't get like that A score to me is like all the finishes were kind of predictable, like no real shocking finishes. No title changes, so it was your by the numbers AEW pay-per-view, which is still obviously incredible,
right?
But even starting I watched everything. I even watched like the 0 hour or whatever they're calling it now, and it was really cool how they set up the last match being Jet Speed versus FTR. It went into the actual pay-per-view, so like it was like something,
like that.
So I started the pay-per-view. And I was like, wait, why the hell are FTR and Jet Speed fighting? So I was like, oh, let me go back. So I went back and watched it, and they literally led it into the pay-per-view. And it was cool because it was like you could tell that it was something that they did on purpose because they had like the pyro going off. It was like, yo, you're gonna get into this. If you're watching the tailgate brawl or whatever they're calling it, you're gonna want to pay for the pay-per-view. So it was like a strategic thing by AEW.
That's cool.
to make that pre-show actually matter now, which was really cool. And I actually saw an interview with Tony Khan after the show, and he mentioned that it was purposely to make people watch that pre-show because that is technically an episode of Collision. So it's like we are trying to get more eyes on Collision. so that people then say, oh wow, this is on every Saturday, like this is exciting, let me put this on. So like that was his purpose of getting you into like, it leads right into the pay-per-view, which was a really smart strategic move by AEW in my opinion. And I think that kind of was like the theme of the show, a lot of strategic smart moves by AEW to set up the future product, right? So we had the Samoa Joe heel turn, which I really loved. I really enjoyed.
Loved it.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that was
hell
cool.
yeah, let's go. I think I think our last episode, actually, just me and you and Kayode, I mentioned how I would want this feud to go for more than just one match between Joe and Hangman. And it seems like we're going that way. Yep. I think he's the perfect feud, like villain for a Hangman type character. So it just makes sense to turn him heel, have the rest of the ops turn heel as well. And now we have that going forward. We have Hangman versus an actual like faction that's not just the Death Riders. And now he could be that fighting champion that we all want him to be, which is awesome. And then the Darby Allin Jon Moxley match, man. Woo, incredible I Quit match. Honestly, one of the best I Quit matches I've ever seen. The story of the match being like Moxley basically like, I'm gonna have to kill you. Yeah. And Darby being like, you can't kill me. Like, no matter what you do, you could not kill me. And like, it's so crazy because this guy takes on the most pain I've ever seen in professional wrestling.
Oh my God.
I do not understand how his body works.
Listen.
I do not understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. He literally he's able to walk away after this crazy shit. Like, we got to give it up for Darby. Like, Darby, I know he's skinny, small, whatever you want to say about him. But he literally could take on so much pain. It's crazy. Claudio launched him from the middle of the ring all the way to that announcer's deck, and he bounced off. I thought he was dead, bro.
That was crazy.
He launched him. It wasn't like a here you go. It was like a and he just was able to continue the match, kept going. You had the great old man Sting show up. Lights off. Sting shows up with the bat. Man, everything was crazy. The freaking aquarium. Let's talk about the aquarium. I've never seen an aquarium in professional wrestling. They literally tried to drown this man. He still wouldn't say I quit. Like, this was an incredible visual. I saw a lot of people talking about like that shouldn't be in professional wrestling. Man, we passed that. Like, people got to get over it.
Shut up. Like, come on.
AEW is different. It's not what you want. It's not WWE. It's different. This is gonna be flamethrowers, Molotov cocktail. Like, we going crazy over here. If y'all don't like it, don't watch it. Honestly, if y'all don't like it, don't watch it. Yes, it's not traditional professional wrestling, but so many other things are not traditional professional wrestling. Love angles and weddings, all of that stuff. If we really want to talk about that, then we should all just be like freaking watching Bruno Sammartino, if that's what we really want to like if that's all you want to see, just professional wrestling, then go watch that. But yeah, this is an extreme style of death match style pro wrestling, and man, they knocked it out the freaking box, man. Like they really did. Shout out to Mox, shout out to Darby. Honestly, like I'm glad that they decided to put that match on last as well, because nothing could have topped that. Like, you couldn't have had the world title match go on after that. It would have felt flat. It was a great way to see like the visual of Jon Moxley having to say I quit, literally in the sharpshooter, the move that he learned, the Scorpion Deathlock, I should say, the move that he got from his mentor Sting. It was a great overall story that like capped off like over a year and a half of storytelling between Darby and Moxley. So like, hats off to AEW. Great pay-per-view. Like I said, a solid B+. And I'm excited to see where they go next, man. I think AEW is really cooking right now. Really cooking.
Yeah, I agree, man. AEW is cooking. Full Gear is next. I probably will be in attendance for that one.
Good.
I'm gonna try to go as well.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, let's link up because I gotta get those Full Gear tickets right now, man. They're looking pretty good. And I'm very curious to see what happens with Chris Statlander, who I gotta give some claps to. I gotta show some love to Chris Statlander. Promo not the best, but it's coming along. There's a sense of confidence with her now since holding the belt. Yeah, and I like it. I like it a lot. I like that Tony kind of stepped aside. She's probably going to enter the tag team championship thing that they got going on, and I'm very curious to see what happens there. But Chris Statlander and Mercedes Moné, should be good.
Hell yeah.
I have faith in this match. I have faith in what they did tonight on Dynamite was really good. Chris coming up from the underneath the table and slamming her into her own celebration cake. It was really
That
good.
was funny.
It was solid stuff. So I'm really curious to see what they do with that. But what I want to talk about now, folks, we got to get into, speaking of the great Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné has captured her 12th belt. Ultimo Monet, she's going by now. Fellas, I don't know about you, but I don't care for the multi belt holding thing. More than 2 is outrageous to me, right? More than 2 is outrageous to me. It begins to become like, okay, where is the company's belt that you're getting paid for? That where is it? Where is that belt? That belt should be the one that is highlighted and be the one that you should be defending. Like that's the belt that matters. So, you raise this question on who does it benefit the most holding all these belts from that most Mercedes has? Like, is this benefiting her? Is this benefiting AEW? Is this benefiting all the other companies she's with? Or is it kind of just she's just holding a bunch of belts? And in my opinion, she's just holding a bunch of belts. Nothing matters in this case. And if she happens to win that women's championship, all these belts need to disintegrate and go away quick. I don't want to see any of these belts. Joel, where you at with it, man? Who does this benefit? Or doesn't it benefit anything at all?
I think it does benefit these smaller companies that like we would have never heard of before. Like, yeah, a lot of people could say like, okay, she just goes over there, wins the belt, she doesn't show up again. But just that little bit of having a star like Mercedes Moné, we got to remember that Mercedes Moné is previously Sasha Banks, one of the 4 horsewomen of WWE. And she's also an actress. She's a pretty big time actress. She's been in The Mandalorian. She's a star. Like, she's a well-known name inside and outside of wrestling. So to get her to come to these little rinky-dink indie promotions in fucking Poland and Winnipeg, Canada, and all these random places.
Shout out to Poland.
Shout out to Poland.
Shout out to Poland. But like, come on, like no one's gonna be hearing about a Poland wrestling promotion if it wasn't for Mercedes Moné. I'm sorry, it's true. So she goes over there. She has this one match just to work with the local talent, the local champion. And now that person probably has the biggest match of their career. Now that person probably has eyeballs on them that nobody would have ever seen. And just that alone, I'm sure these women that she's wrestling, I'm sure they're so grateful for. Because you got to think about it, like indie wrestlers, man, that is a struggle. Like you're getting paid, like we always hear, $25 in a handshake or a hot dog in a handshake.
Hot dog,
right?
You got to push your own merch. You got to do all these things. I've been to indie shows where right after the indie performers match, they're literally at their own table selling their merch, still selling their injuries, like and they got to push their t-shirts. So like I know that these little big time matches with Mercedes, even if it's on a small scale, I'm sure it gets to sell out that venue that they're at, even if it's 200 people, 30 people, 40 people, whatever it is. And then it gives you a name going forward. Like, I don't know what the end game is. And I think that's a conversation we could have. Is like, how does she lose all these belts? Like, it would suck if she just ends up being like, I give up all my belts. Like, nah, that's whack. You got to go back and lose all those belts somehow. But how do you put her on a losing streak while she's a big AEW star? So there's a weird thing there where they got to figure out that type of booking. But I do think the story that they are telling is that she can't win the big one. She can't win the AEW women's title. She lost to Toni Storm. So it's almost like she's trying to make up for it, like in her own head, by going around and winning all these world titles that don't really mean anything. But she's like, look, I got 12 belts now. And it's like, cool, you got 12 belts, but you don't have the big one. So we'll see what happens with her versus Stat. Let's see if she's able to win the big one. If not, I could see her spiraling even more. And maybe that's how we start getting like the losing streak where she just loses all these belts eventually.
Lewis, where you at with it, man?
I agree with Joel. There's a really, really rich opportunity for long-term storytelling with this. So who I think this benefits, I think it benefits all three components. Mercedes gets a rub from it, AEW gets a rub from it, and most importantly, the promotions whose belts she's holding, um, they get the biggest rub out of all, right? Because Joel made a good point. These are promotions, federations, companies that most people have never heard of. So then when I see the clips online of the person that she pinned or beat to win the title, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But who? Like, who is that? Like, what promotion is that? And then that's what would prompt me to search it up on Google or Instagram or TikTok. Um, and to your point, Joel, also the talent who's working with Mercedes, I'm sure they are eternally grateful because that's putting them over. There's a whole bunch of stories from like the Attitude Era when the WWF was really booming, right? When you got guys like Crash Holly, Val Venus, Steve Blackman, and they were over in their own right, but when they got to main event Raw or SmackDown alongside The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin or Triple H, that was huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they may not win the match, but like they're getting the rub from it. So going back to Mercedes, that's a perfect rub for all of those indie promotions and the indie talent that she's working with, because now more eyes are on those people, and then hopefully they'll eventually get signed to the bigger promotions.
Yeah.
It's a rub for Mercedes because any wrestler who has a big name like that, Kenny Omega did it a couple of years ago, or a few years ago at this point. Kurt Angle did it back in the day when just holding belts. Like, belts are props, right? They're not. It's not real gold. They're not. It's not nothing like that. Because it's kayfabe. But as a prop, it's such a powerful visual, because if you don't know any better and you're trying to get into a certain wrestling promotion or product, you're like, oh, that's the champion. Okay, so that means that they must be really good at their craft, and I need to put more eyes on them. And Mercedes Moné is formerly Sasha Banks, so unless you've been living under a rock, you know who she is. And because she's one of the bigger stars in AEW, it brings more attention to AEW. Like, oh, that's kind of interesting what they're doing with what they're doing over there. They're having this one chick just go around the world essentially and winning all the belts. Now, for the long-term storytelling part, I think this is a really rich opportunity, because I like Joelle's booking here, where she can't win the big one. She cannot win the Women's World Championship. So let's just say she faces Chris Statlander and loses. Now she just becomes so deranged, and I don't know, like she just loses it, right? Psychologically, where she's not focusing on her matches anymore. So every title defense, she's making these careless mistakes, and that's how she starts losing all the belts. And then it'll start a redemption arc, like, oh, how the mighty have fallen from grace. Maybe from there she takes like a month of TV time off, and then she comes back with a vengeance. So I'm telling you, there's a good opportunity there for that long term storytelling.
Oh yeah, there's a very good opportunity here. I'm just wondering if AEW is aware and knows how to execute this properly. Because like Joel said, you can't, for her to go on a losing streak tour of 11 belts or 12 belts or whatever, makes her look, I don't know, diminishes the fact that she won them, and now it makes her look weak in some cases, that she's losing each one by one. That doesn't make any sense. Then she can't give them up in a group, like in one bulk thing. Like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna give them all up. No, how they get there, I don't know. There's a few ways they can, but is AEW capable? I'm going to say 50-50 on booking how this looks. I'm 50-50 with it. I'm not totally down on it, but I'm also not totally sure how this goes. Which
They
leads me to
won't
believe
know.
that she's probably
They won't know unless they
not
try.
unless they try, which leads me to believe that she's probably not going to win at Full Gear. And I wouldn't want her to win at Full Gear because I want to see Stat do some stuff with this. Stat,
Yeah.
it's time. Since they didn't give it to Willow, Stat was like my second best choice in terms of like someone to give, a young, up and coming, like been there, AEW homegrown, let them run with it. Stat's that person. And she's got the crowd, it seems. She's decent in the ring. I want to see what she does with it. So I hope they they probably will put on a really good match. So we shall see. Fellas, we got to talk about man, we got to talk about your boy Seth, man. Your boy Seth Rollins is
the visionary.
The visionary. The revolutionary. Yeah, Seth Rollins, this poor bastard cannot catch a break. I mean, damn, bro. He had us going with the first injury. Bravo to him, right? Bravo. But this one's real. This one's not a work, brother. It's not a work.
Nah, this one's legit.
This was legit. He's going to be out for a significant amount of time. Guys, the breakup of the Vision in terms of kicking Seth out storyline wise, Becky confronting Paul Heyman, which I thought was chef's kiss.
That was good.
I gotta tell you something, fellas. Becky Lynch is doing some of the best character work I've ever seen her do in her entire career. She's got my attention. And Lewis, you remember, I wasn't high on her. I wasn't high on Becky at all.
Yes, that's well documented.
Consistent. It's well documented. But this Becky, I'm into. I'm feeling this Becky. She's very good at it. But guys, Seth, we've heard this story before. Seth is out again. Probably, and it's due to his style, man. He can't slow down with the style. Man. He's a workhorse, so he barely takes time off. Like, where do we go with Seth from here, man? Like, what's Seth Rollins' next move? Lots of people saying your boy comes back, a baby face, white meat, just crowd loving him. He comes back a baby face. Where are you guys at with it, Lewis? What do you think, man? Where do we go with Seth, bro?
I don't know, because Seth has done literally everything. Like, what is left for him? He can come back as a babyface, and that's cool and shit, but I don't know. You got to put him in a really, really fresh feud. You could probably run back the feud with Punk just because they haven't had a proper payoff. Mm-hmm. But you got to give him something really fresh. So Braun Breaker would be perfect, obviously, because Braun Breaker was the one that turned on him and gave him that spear. So that's something that could work. Braun is the heel and Seth is the face. But that's the only thing I could think of. Just give him as many fresh opponents as you can. But as far as accolades and accomplishments, this man has done everything. He's won Money in the Bank. He's cashed in Money in the Bank. He's main evented WrestleMania. He's won the Royal Rumble. What else is there, Seth is one of the all-time greats. So what is he, like 40 now? 40, 41 maybe?
40.
So yeah, he is on the other side of the bell curve. So he's officially entering that Randy Orton, AJ Styles kind of phase where it's probably time for him to start putting talent over.
Damn.
I didn't. And look, I like Seth Rollins a lot, but
talent over.
Wow. I'm just saying, like, if you put him in a program with Braun Breaker, you better put Braun Breaker over because he's obviously the future. What is left for Seth to do? At this point, I would rather just see him leave WWE and try something new in another promotion. I mean, I don't know.
Damn, Joel, where you at with it, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think, and yeah, there's not really much left for Seth Rollins, right? Like he's done it all. He's multiple time world heavyweight champion. All the different titles that they've come up with, he's won them. Um, he's already feuded with Cody Rhodes. He's feuded with CM Punk. We haven't gotten that big Roman Reigns WrestleMania match. Maybe that's something we get eventually.
Maybe.
Roman versus Seth. I feel like that's like the eventual payoff. Like they never had that big one-on-one main event WrestleMania match. So I could see that still being there. Like that could be something that he wants to still accomplish. But yeah, besides that, like there's really not much. And like you said, I looked it up actually. He's 39 years old. And it's kind of making me think of like a bigger conversation that we need to have about WWE and how they're going down the same path of the Vince McMahon era of when they would not build new stars. Right now, you look at the main event scene, you got CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, LA Knight. I think they're all around 40.
Yeah.
Or like over 40 or close to it. Roman Reigns as well. These guys are all, like you said, towards the latter half of their career. It maybe not even half, maybe like 5 years left remaining. You got to start building these Braun Breakers, these Bronson Reeds. You got to start giving these guys opportunities to get that world title picture, main event status. Because if not, you're going to be left with like a year where all these guys are retiring around the same time.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be without any stars because you relied on your Jey Usos, your CM Punks. These guys are all they've been wrestling for years, man. Like Jey Uso, yeah, he's a newer main eventer, but he's been wrestling for what, 20 years at this point? Like,
Yeah.
like
Long
these
time.
guys are these guys are all have been there for a long time. It's time for these new guys to step up. So yeah, like you said, it needs to be Seth Rollins versus a Bronson Reed versus a Braun Breaker versus any type of these young guys, Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov. Like these guys need to be starting to be seen in that main event scene. If not, we're going to be left with that same feeling that we had when Vince was running things, and it was just like, yo, how many times are we going to see Cena in the main event? Like it's going to start feeling like that again if we start seeing CM Punk and Jey Uso in the main event every single time. It's like, all right, yeah, I need to build some new stars. So hopefully he comes back with that mentality, because if not, I could see people getting tired of him too. Because honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I was kind of feeling like, I don't know, I'm not feeling the Seth Rollins character. Like ever since he came out with the whole flamboyant, it was cool when it started, but now it's just like, all right, bro, like you get it, you cackle, you laugh, you do your little annoying thing. But I felt like there wasn't really much legs with that character, and it maybe it's a blessing in disguise that now he has to take some time off, recuperate, come back, and see maybe he could reinvent himself.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm hoping he reinvents himself. And really, the only thing that was over was that song. That was the theme song, man. That was the thing that kept him over, to tell you the truth. It wasn't the feather boa and the blouses that he was wearing. It wasn't anything like that. It was the song, the blouses.
We also have to have a conversation too about how he got injured. How he got injured was pretty stupid. Like, we're gonna talk about
I'm still scratching my head.
We're gonna talk about AEW and all of their dangerous spots. This guy tried to do a coast to coast headbutt. Why would you even do that? Why would you even try that? That sounds terrible. Just do a regular coast to coast drop kick. You would get the same pop. You would get the same exact pop, and it's still an incredible feat. It's incredible to do a coast to coast drop kick. Homeboy tried to do a coast to coast. You trying too much, bro. You going crazy. There's a reason why nobody's ever done that
before. Right, especially in your late 30s.
Yeah, man. Crazy, what are you thinking? Like, it was a really bad spot. I listen. Seth to me is first ballot Hall of Famer easy. I mean, the guy is a workhorse. He puts on matches. He makes people look good. He always looks good. Like, Seth is great. But I always felt like, fellas, and maybe it's just me, I always felt like he was like one rung away from like megastar, like superstar beyond status, like Roman God level. I just felt like there was just something missing. And I don't know if it was the new gimmick he had where he was the revolutionary and coming out with this weird clothing and all that stuff that kind of held him back. But I always felt like there was just something not there that everybody else had, that a Roman had, that even a Moxley has. Like there was just something missing. We respect his work, respect what he's done, all that great stuff. He's had moments upon moments. But in terms of being like top level legend status, I just feel like Seth just never got there for me. And it's unfortunate.
As you're speaking, I feel like the good comparison would be like he is the Macho Man to Roman's Hogan almost. Where like Macho Man was the better worker, just like Rollins is the better worker, but he never reached that top status because Hogan was there, and for Seth, Roman is there. It's almost like Seth has always been the little brother to Roman.
Give it up to Joel, man. That was a moment. That was a perfect picture painted because it gave me the example I was trying to explain and I needed. Yes.
I'll give you a ruthless aggression analogy for that. Okay. That was like Batista to John Cena. Because Batista was obviously a top guy, but there was something that,
yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's that same type of comparison where there was something that held Batista back, maybe because he was injury prone, but something that held him back from being like the face of the company, you know?
Yeah. Give up the Lewis, man. That was another one. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like every era has that, you know?
Every era has that, yeah. You're right. And hopefully when he comes back, hopefully we do see something a little different. I hope so. I don't, listen, if Seth's going to be gone till damn near Mania, your boy better come back. I don't want to see Seth. I don't want to hear that music. I don't want to see the yoga skin tight pants with the knee high boots. I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to see none of that. You burn all that shit right down. Burn it. I don't want to see it. Come back. I want to see a new haircut. I want to see he's got to be jacked. Like he's got to be, I don't know, if he's juicing or whatever. I don't care. Whatever you got to do to look different and be different, come back different. Don't come back the same because he ain't going to get over. And yes, people will be excited to see him and all that good stuff, but he will just stay at that same level, the Batista, the Macho Man's, where it's just wasn't the guy. Just wasn't the guy. But I'll tell you something right now, who may be the guy soon, which I'm hoping it's not. This Jey Uso versus CM Punk for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship, Saturday, November 5th. Saturday night's main event. It's going to be an entertaining match. I don't want to see Jey anywhere near this championship. So I'm rooting for CM Punk. Fellas, where are you guys at with it? Because I'm going to tell you right now. As many times as we thought Punk would have gotten the belt by now, this has to be it. Like I don't know where this has to be it. But again, I don't know. Do they let Jey? Does WWE right the wrongs in letting Jey have a better run this time, and maybe do a little more with him in terms of the run, and maybe have it be a little lengthier, or do they just Punk is mega hot? The guy is getting cheered when he's not even in the arena or in the ring. They're cheering his name. They're singing the song now. Punk is red hot. In my opinion, your boy gets it in Salt Lake City, Utah. Is this even a conversation, or is there a chance Jey gets it? What do you guys at? Joel, what do you think?
I'm sorry, but I think Jey Uso will be the next World Heavyweight Champion.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I think it's going to come from some sort of heel tweener turn from Jey Uso. He's already kind of been teasing it a little bit. I could see maybe his family getting involved. Maybe Roman Reigns gets involved, gets him that title secured, something like that. But I think that the money's in the chase, like they always say, right? So CM Punk is chasing. He's been chasing that title for a while. I don't think the payoff is here yet. So I could see Jey Uso winning that belt with some weird ways. Maybe Roman gets involved. Maybe Jimmy gets involved. Something happens, and Jey Uso becomes your next champion, and then you could have CM Punk chase that title a little longer. I don't know if you do a full heel turn with Jey Uso since he is kind of really hot right now, but that's kind of the best time to do it, right?
Yeah.
You have someone so hot. He's been kind of showing that he wants that title no matter what. So it's like, yeah, maybe he does it. Maybe he's tired of doing the yeet. I'd be tired of doing the yeet if I was. They make him do it like 3-4 times every episode now.
3-4 times, man.
And then they expect him to work after that and have a match. like my boy is tired before the bell rings. Yes. So maybe he starts with the no yeet no more. He goes off the yeet and he just goes straight up heel. I mean, I think it would be the most interesting story. So I think that's where we're heading. I don't like, because if CM Punk wins the title, where do you go after that? Like, I don't think there's really much story after that. I mean, I'm sure they could come up with something, but to me, it seems like CM Punk's going to be chasing a little longer.
Ooh, interesting. Lewis, what you think, man?
Well, now that you put it that way, I was initially rooting for Mr. Uncle Phil Brooks.
And you're not the biggest fan of Phil. That's the great, yeah.
No. And it's a shame, too, because once upon a time ago, I loved CM Punk just as much as anybody. But, he just doesn't do it for me these days. But, it would be funny if Punk won the title, right? And then, like, people are just going to be in suspense waiting for someone's music to hit to screw him over.
Yeah,
like, are we getting Seth with the sling? And then he removes the sling.
Oh, shit.
And then just cashes in his imaginary briefcase. Like,
God.
Because Seth, in storyline purposes, is like the bane of Punk's existence at this point.
Yeah.
But, I kind of like Joel's booking here, where it's a far more interesting dynamic to have Jey go over because of all the things that are happening with Roman and his family, and he can be a nice tweener champion. He doesn't have to yeet every 5 minutes. He can still placate to the crowd a little bit, but he could be like a champion with attitude, so to speak. Whereas with Punk, if you give him the title now, it almost seems like the payoff is not quite there yet, but it would serve as somewhat of a payoff or redemption from how he got screwed over at SummerSlam when he won the title and then Seth cashed in on him. So, that could go either way. I don't know. It's like part of me really does just want to get this CM Punk shit over with, though. It's like, just give him the fucking title. Let him have his reign already. God damn it. Like, this has been going on so long now that I'm just give him the title. Just give him the fucking belt. Just give it to him. And let him hold it for at least 2-3 months.
Right. But you know what? Now that you mentioned Roman, that whole exchange they had about you're the man, you're the one, you're the next one, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night's main event opens that up perfectly for Roman to kind of appear and help his cousin get to the next level over Punk. And then maybe we get a Punk and Roman thing. I don't know, because of the interference. I take back my Phil Brooks thing. I don't know if Phil Brooks goes over this time. It might be Jey Uso, bro. It might, just because of this sudden shift in character, this allegiance, or this kind of brotherly camaraderie that he has now with Roman, the beef he has with his own brother Jimmy. I would like to see this Jey Uso hold the belt. I would like to see what they do with this Jey Uso. So man, in Salt Lake City, we might get a Jey Uso win.
This is by far the most interesting thing happening in WWE storytelling right now.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
And it's not to say that like everything else is bad per se, but this is the biggest hook right now. Maybe this and
Absolutely.
like the division stuff, but like yeah, this provides a really strong hook, and it's amazing like what Roman Reigns is able to do still as far as fan engagement.
Yeah. Yeah, Roman's still that guy, man. Still that guy. Fellas, we had a very interesting conversation about this, and we wanted to bring it to the podcast. We had this question, and here's one thing that I just noticed about why WWE ticket prices have skyrocketed in recent years, and the question we wanted to pose today was, what would make a pro wrestling event worth the price of admission? And because WWE has taken it upon themselves to be money grabbers and to give us 5 match cards, 4 in some cases, to be the ones who gave us less TV time, 2.5 hour TV shows. Not mad at that. 2.5 TV shows, perfect timing. But because they've done all this, right? Some people have complained about the quality. Some people have complained that there's not enough matches for the prices they're paying. Some people have complained about that type of stuff. So we ask you, the people, and we're going to talk about this on the podcast right now. What makes a pro wrestling event, specifically WWE, because they seem to be the ones that are price gouging?
Yeah.
What would bring you to say that this event has been worth your while to pay $500 for 300 section seats or 400 section seats? Because fellas, listen, I was looking at the Christmas show, or their holiday show. They got something coming in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Tickets go on sale tomorrow or today, actually. And I haven't taken myself to the website to even look because I don't want to be insulted as a fan. I don't want to be insulted. How dare you? But we know they're going to be high. So where you guys at with this, man? What will it take for you to be okay with these damn prices? What you think?
Nothing like with these prices, nothing would make this shit justifiable. Not with these prices, but like if we're talking what, so let's just say in an act of desperation, and I had a really serious case of FOMO, and I absolutely had to attend Survivor Series in San Diego, right? Like I'm just saying, if I lived there, I was a resident there, and the cheapest ticket that I can get, is in the upper section for $450. What would make that justifiable is you got to give me a solid card from top to bottom. That's one thing. Don't just give me 1 or 2 good matches. Like I need now. Am I expecting every match to be an instant classic? No, that's unrealistic. But you got to give me like really entertaining matches from start to finish. Um, I need some surprises, maybe some title changes. Give me a return, stuff like that. Then at the end of the night, I could say, all right, you know what? My ticket was expensive. I didn't have the best view, but I had a ball of a time. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like a number of factors. Some people, they just want to be there just to be there, just to fucking get likes and comments and hits on their social media accounts. For some people, that's just worth the price of admission alone. Not me. I'm not paying all that money just to get likes on Instagram. Absolutely not. So
Right.
yeah, I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts. Like, what would possess you to pay that much money these days?
Bruh.
Man.
Joel,
For
where you at with
me,
it, man?
I better see Shawn Michaels come out of retirement. I better see the Undertaker come out. Stone Cold gotta show up.
Oh
I gotta
shit,
hear.
Bret Hart.
If you. I gotta hear if you smell. I gotta hear all that for $500. Get out of here. But but in all seriousness, I think what Lewis said was correct. Like it needs to be a solid card from top to bottom. It doesn't have to be all 5-star bangers, obviously, but it needs to be solid. good to great matches. And I think if you leave with like 3 memorable moments, then I feel like, okay, that's enough. Like if you give me something in the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
something in the middle, and something at the end to send me home happy, I think that's fine enough. Still like outrageous prices for what you're getting, but at least that way you could be like, oh, I was there when so and so dropped that cool promo. Like it doesn't have to be a match. Like I remember I went to a random Dynamite. I was in Nashville on vacation, and they happened to be filming Dynamite there, and it was the time where CM Punk was still at the company, and he had the promo against MJF when they were going towards their dog collar match, and he had the "Be My Valentine" promo, and it wasn't like a crazy segment or nothing, but it was just such a cool promo that I'll always remember that Dynamite taping just because of that promo.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It was really memorable.
It's a good throwback.
Yeah, he sat in the middle of the ring. He pulled out the whole thing. He said, "Be my Valentine." It was like during that blood feud between MJF, and I was like, "Oh, I'm always gonna remember that show because I was there for that." So something like that. Give me a good segment, a good to great match, and something at the end of the show that's like either an angle or something, a surprise, like you said, someone returning. Then I'll be like, okay, it was worth the price of admission. But for these like regular PLEs that they're going crazy, or these Saturday night main events, the Saturday night main event that they're doing for John Cena's last match,
Cool.
I think they're like $4,000 or something for row, like I think like row section like 100 sections. I think it was like $4,000.
$4,000. My God,
ridiculous. And they're doing it because it's John Cena's last match, but like, come on, like that's at that point you're literally taking advantage of the situation. Like now what happens to all those kids that want to go see that? Now your parents can't afford it. Imagine being like in DC and you're like, oh cool, John Cena's coming to town for his last match ever, and then you look at the tickets and you're like, oh sorry, we can't go. Little Jimmy, sorry, we can't go because the prices are fucking out through the roof. Like
outrageous.
I feel like at that point it's like, come on, y'all playing around too much, especially in this economy. Like, come on, y'all playing in our faces. And especially like Kayode said, you're making the cards shorter. You're giving us only 4 to 5 matches.
That's another thing too. If I'm paying all that much money, I better see more than 5 matches. Like, come on, man.
For all we talk about AEW shows being too long, at least you're getting your money's worth, because you could pay like $100-something day of and probably sit in a pretty good seat, and then you're there for 6 hours of banger wrestling. Like, yeah, it's a long show, but you're getting banger after banger after banger. So it's like, I don't know, like if both shows are in town, I'm definitely going towards AEW, just because the price is going to be cheaper and you guaranteed at least 3 good to great matches in an AEW PLE or pay-per-view. WWE, you might not even get one good to great match. Like, you might get an okay match here and there.
Okay match, yeah.
Yeah, like there's times where like you're like, I could have missed that. I didn't have to watch that.
You want to know something funny with a WWE event? I'm paying $400-$500 to sit in the uppermost mezzanine section or whatever, like the 300 section, 400 section. If you look at AEW and their ticket prices for, let's just say like $300, you can sit ringside, like for a Dynamite or Collision taping. So that's just like to put things into perspective. So if you wanted like a seat in the 100s, you're probably only paying like $100 or less, maybe. So
yeah, man. Listen, WWE, man, $4,000 for a John Cena, bro. I want to see him wrestle John Cena versus Hollywood Hogan. That's what I want to see. So, but $4,000, that's what I want to see.
The hologram.
I need this. I need you to. I need that. That's what I need. $4,000. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And you know what? The hell with it. We're doing it. Here's a haters club for you guys. Impromptu haters club. WWE, get your life together. How dare you charge $4,000 for not even a PLE,
right? A TV special.
A TV special. where you're going to give us 4 to 5 matches, one of them being a John Cena match. And listen, guys, I'm sorry. John Cena, I respect what he did for the business. I respect what he did during that era. But your boy is not on my top 20. Not on my top 20. He's not. He's just not. He's just not. He wasn't my guy. He didn't do anything for me. The T-shirts, the hats, he wasn't for me. He was not marketed for me.
Of course not. Of course not.
Because of that, you don't reach my top 20. And because of that, John, I don't have faith in your matches. You putting on okay matches, like nostalgia kind of matches, doing other people's moves in respect to those people. Okay, thanks a lot, I guess. But this is not what I came to pay $500 for. I don't want to see you do other people's moves. I don't care about that. Like, when you show me something, John, give me the 5 moves of dooms plus. Give me something like that, right? I'll take that over you doing the greatest hits of other people's finishers. I don't care about that. You know, again, John's retiring, and this may be his final match. Like, I believe it when I hear it from him. I feel John is done. Like, he's trying to do the Rock thing, go to Hollywood, act, and he's going to look back at this as a thing in the past. That's what I used to do. I'd be surprised if he gave us like a return match in like 3 years. I'd be surprised if he even did that. So I think this is it. But come on, guys, come on. Like Joel said, how about that little kid that wants to see John Cena one last time? Mom and dad researched the tickets on StubHub and Ticketmaster. They get on there and they're like, damn, that's 2 weeks of groceries. Yeah. Some people have to actually think like that.
I'm looking.
Or we may have to put this on a buy now, pay later.
I looked it up real quick just to make sure I wasn't, making up my sources here. But section 430, row Q. So you're all the way at the back.
Oh, you're in heaven.
This is an official ticket, not a resale ticket. It's $424.
Yeah, that's for a family of 4.
And what is this? This is for Cena's last match?
For Cena's last match.
Oh boy.
So for a family of 4.
And if you want to sit in floor seats, you're paying $5,192.
Come on, bro.
$5,000.
And that is an official ticket, not resale. That is what they're charging WWE TKO. That is their official pricing for this. $5,000 to sit on the floor.
I need to see Rock, Taker, HBK, Bret Hart, Triple H,
Andre the Giant's Ghost.
I need to see like everybody and their mother's mother.
Paul Bearer. I need to see all of that. I need all of that. Joe, I need all of that.
I need to see
$5,000. Come on, bro.
I need to see Batista. Like, you give me the greatest hits of roster talent from the last 2.5 decades for that much money. Like, because I could not see myself paying $5,000, and then at the end of the night, all I got was an emotional crowd of tears for Cena and his send off. Like, that was worth thousands of dollars? Nah.
No.
Like, for that, I'll watch it from my home.
Yeah, I watch it from the house, man. It's ridiculous, y'all. Listen, WWE, they keep getting us. They keep getting us, man. But listen, we're smart enough to know. Do we pick and choose our spots? Which shows are worth it, which shows are not. Right now, nothing seems to be worth it. I'm going to check out those holiday show prices, though. I'm going to check them out. I'm going to report back and see what this looks like. But I'm probably going to go to Full Gear anyway. But listen, y'all, this is episode 108 of On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for keeping with us. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. We're back. New content's coming out. Keep it locked in. This is 108, y'all. Peace.
You have just listened to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, a Scriptly adapted production. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at On the Mark Wrestling. And email us on onthemarkpodcast@gmail.com.